Here are the three keys to happiness. So during my meditation, I got a few keys to happiness and what I need to do and implement to actually become happy in my life. So the first key was figuring out what exactly makes me happy. And prior to that, I thought that working towards the accumulation of money would make me happy. But in essence, now looking back at it, money is just the tool that'll help you get to happiness. And it's not necessarily happiness itself. So I had to break it down what exactly would make me happy with that money. So you need to figure out, number one, what exactly makes you happy. So for instance, let's say travel makes you happy. Okay, why does travel make you happy? And most people would probably say, okay, it's because I get to travel to new places, I get to experience new cultures, new foods, new all this. And the commonality that all has is experiencing something new. So why does experiencing something new make you happy? And if I go back further, it seems like when we were kids, everything we experienced was something new, and that's what gave us joy and happiness. And I feel like that's what, people are looking for now when it comes in terms to travel. So you don't necessarily need to travel to find that happiness. You just need to have the same outlook on life that you had when you were a young child to experience that happiness. I hope that makes sense. So again, the first key is figuring out what makes you happy and starting to move in that direction. Key number two is the journey to happiness should be happiness itself. Just like traveling to a certain building in the city, and let's say that building is your end goal or what you want to achieve, that'll bring you happiness. There's multiple different paths and routes that you can take to get to that building. So there's multiple different paths and routes you can take to get to your end goal. And it's your job to figure out which path you will enjoy the most as you're reaching your goals. Because if you're not enjoying the path, you're going to have a very difficult time being happy in the moment. And the moment is key, because if you're not happy in the moment, you're not enjoying, your life or your journey in this life. So let's say you never reach your destination, you never reach the end goal. Well, then you're just wasting away, you're stressing and having anxiety, trying to reach your goal, instead of enjoying yourself and figuring out, where this path, you're hoping this path leads you to that building, but you honestly don't really know, and you want to enjoy yourself as you're working towards getting there. Because if you don't, life's just going to be stressful. So there are some aspects of this that I still haven't received answers on 100%. So with me, I know what I need to do, but for other people and their situations, I don't know. There's not like a set answer in stone, and I think it's something that maybe that you would have to figure out on your own on what's best for you. But some of you guys are probably asking, okay, what about if I would much rather, just be doing what makes me happy instead of working? But I believe, you have to understand that working is a part of the path to getting there, and not every path will be, or there may not be a path that's 100% happiness and joy and everything that you want to do. But there are paths out there that are maybe 70% to 80% joy of everything that you want to do, but you still have to have that 20% of working your day job to save up money, so that way you can use it as a tool to get you to where you want to go. But the cool thing is with key number 3, it'll help out in this instance, which we'll get to in a little bit. But for those of you that are saying, oh man, I absolutely hate my job, well then maybe you're not on the path of most enjoyableness. Maybe you're on another path, and maybe you'd have to look into another job that you don't mind doing as you're working towards that end goal of whatever it is you want to be. So once you figure out what makes you happy and you begin on a path that will give you the most joy, you'll feel enjoyment from the journey, and you'll feel a sense of fulfillment from the start, instead of having to wait until you reach your goal, your end destination. Because your goal might be 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, and the journey will be a tough ride if you don't feel any happiness from it. And then your end goal might seem really far away, and you'll quit, or you stop and turn around. So if you feel happiness from the journey and joy from the journey, it'll only get you closer to your end goal. And even if you don't even reach your end goal, because you don't know if that's going to be your end path, or you don't know if that's your life purpose. You may think that's your life purpose, but something else comes into play that's something better, or whatever. You don't miss that lack of fulfillment. You're always feeling a sense of fulfillment as you're working towards your goal. And lastly, key number 3, being in the now. This is probably the most difficult thing to do in terms of being happy, and it's because it's the most active thing you have to do. The past 2 steps were planning and long-term macro. This is micro, every day. You need to focus until it becomes second nature. But if you're not in the now, and your mind is either in the past or in the future, in the past being, oh, that person said something to me and this is how it makes me feel, and you just keep thinking about that, you're not living in the moment. Or in the future, if you have a quota or a goal that you need to work towards for work or whatever, or you're thinking like how I was, oh, I could be doing this, or when I get home I could be working on this to get closer to this, and never really being there, present in the moment. It's the most important thing, but yet the most difficult thing. And I found that once you're not living in the future, your mind's not in the future or in the past, and it's right here, right now, all your stress and your anxiety just seems to kind of melt away, and it's no longer there. Because most times, like right now, there's nothing stressful happening. There's no reason to feel anxiety. And it's just, I'm going to do what I need to do right now, and I'm going to enjoy the moment. And, the future's going to come no matter what, and it's going to lead me down that path, and I'll get there when I get there. But by living in the moment and experiencing what we have right now, you'll start to enjoy, everything that's happening around you, and the layers of stress and anxiety are just gone. Okay, I also have a little bonus that I was given, and it's in terms of relationships and happiness. I think it works with any type of relationship, like friends and family and whatnot, but I'm going to relate this specifically with partners. So we live in a cumulative reality, meaning each and every single individual lives in the same reality, Earth and whatnot. but each individual has their own reality. So I have a different reality from you, you have a different reality from your partner, and so on and so forth. And there's infinite amounts of perspectives and realities that one can have. So let's say you're with your partner and you have, one perspective, and, they have another perspective. On the spectrum of perspectives and realities, the closer your perspectives are, the happier you'll be, because you're on the same page. And the further your perspectives are, meaning, your realities aren't really too aligned, the more unhappy you'll be. So, for example, and this is just a hypothetical, just so you can, relate with it. Let's say, let's just take me and my girlfriend Sarah, for example, and this is hypothetical. I'm just gonna throw out things. Let's say let's say I received love as a child through physical touch, and that's the way that I receive love. So the way that I'm going to send out love is through physical touch. So let's say I like to hug Sarah, be close to her, smother her, kind of thing. I just want to be close because I want to show her how much I love her. And, that's my reality, my perspective. Her reality, her perspective is, she doesn't like physical touch. She, whenever you, hug her or anything like that, she feels like she's being suffocated. So it's a very negative compared to my very positive. So I believe that I'm sending out love and she's receiving negative feelings towards that. So on the spectrum, we're really far apart. So she's having a negative experience and not enjoying the situation, while I'm having a positive experience and enjoying the situation. So imagine how long that can last for until someone cracks. Because if she cracks and just leaves, well, then that relationship is gone. Or if she's like, hey, Brandon, I don't like being touched. I don't like hugs. I don't like this, that, and the other thing. Well, then if I can't send love, I'm going to feel some type of way, and it's going to be a negative feeling while she's getting what she wants of no touch. So again, it's separate, and it's not going to be good. But if you can come into the same perspective, and the closer you guys get, whether it be, well, honestly, I think that's like a love language, but any situation, it could be like cooking, it could be whatever situation, how you guys see things in your perspective of that reality. The closer they are and the more aligned they are, the happier you'll be, because you'll be on the same page. The further they are and on the spectrum, there's going to be a disconnect, there's going to be miscommunication, and there's going to be different opinions on whatever situation. So you guys are going to be, more unhappy. So the goal is to, with your partner or whoever, try to get or come closer with your perspectives on reality, and you'll be happier. So that was a cool little extra one that I got from Spirit, so I thought I would share that too. Alright, so those are the 3 keys that I was given from Spirit, and if you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to reach out, and I'll try to help as best I can. Other than that, I hope this helps you, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.